This is the day Palestinians were forcibly expelled from their homes. On May 15th, 1948, a catastrophe unfolded that would reshape the land and its people forever. Villages were emptied, families uprooted, and centuries of life disrupted in a single day. For generations, Palestinians had lived across towns and villages in historic Palestine. Cities like Jerusalem, Jaffa, Haifa, and Acre were thriving centers of trade, culture, and community. Farmers tended olive groves, wheat fields, and citrus orchards. Families lived in houses passed down for generations, steeped in tradition and connection to the land. At the same time, a movement was gaining momentum in Europe. Zionist leaders, motivated by persecution and the horrors of anti Semitism, sought a homeland in Palestine. Theodor Herzl convened the first Zionist Congress in 1897, articulating the vision of a Jewish state. Waves of Jewish immigration began, particularly during the British Mandate after World War I. Land purchases increased, and tensions between the new arrivals and the existing Palestinian population grew steadily. The 1930s saw growing Palestinian resistance. The Arab Revolt of 1936 to 1939 expressed opposition to land transfers and colonial rule. British forces suppressed uprisings, leaving Palestinians politically weakened and increasingly marginalized. By the end of World War II, international pressure mounted for the establishment of a Jewish state. The Holocaust intensified global support, while the United Nations proposed partitioning Palestine in 1947. The plan granted a majority of the land to the Jewish state, leaving a fragmented Palestinian territory. Palestinians rejected the plan, viewing it as unfair and a violation of their rights. Violence escalated immediately. Local militias clashed with one another. Civilians were caught in the middle. News of attacks and massacres spread fear across towns and villages. People began to flee their homes, often carrying only what they could. By May 14, 1948, Israel declared independence. Neighboring Arab armies entered the conflict, intensifying fighting. On May 15th, thousands of Palestinians were forced to abandon their villages. Entire communities vanished overnight. Homes were destroyed or occupied by new settlers. Schools, mosques, and marketplaces were abandoned. Over 700,000 Palestinians became refugees, many fleeing to the West Bank, Gaza, and neighboring countries. Families were separated, livelihoods lost, and cultural continuity shattered. The Nakba left a permanent mark on Palestinian society. Refugee camps spread across the region, and the right of return became a central demand for generations. Entire landscapes were transformed, and the memory of what was lost remained vivid in exile. This day is a reminder of the human cost of conflict and displacement. Remembering the Nakba is essential to understanding the present. History is not just a record of events. It is the story of people, communities, and resilience. Learning and remembering ensures that the voices of those who were uprooted are not forgotten. Never forget the day Palestinians were expelled from their homeland. Honor their memory, reflect on the past, and seek to understand the consequences of these events. Follow this channel to continue exploring history and the lessons it carries for our world today.